What is good, Neo family? It's Rey-Jay back with another video, and in this one I'm going to be talking about the one and only Neo stock and why Neo is in the red today. I'm also going to talk about what you should be looking out for the future based off technical analysis and what's going on with the Fed, as we have some major updates from the Fed in Russia that could definitely affect the market going forward. I'm also going to talk about what's going on with Neo, as we do have some major updates involving the Chinese sales that are very important, as they have affected Neo's share price for today. I'm going to end the video by talking about what Neo put on their Twitter page, because I'm very excited based off this news. Now, before I say anything about Neo's Twitter page, before I talk about what's going on with the Fed and the price action of Neo, I do have to mention some very important things first. The first thing is I'm not a financial planner, so please do not take this as financial advice. And also, if you guys can, please smash the like button if you want to see more videos like this. Not only benefits me, but benefits the entire Neo community as a whole. And the last thing is, if you guys can, please check out the Moomoo link down below and in the description. If you do sign up for Moomoo and deposit $100, you're not only going to qualify for up to 5 free stocks, each worth up to $3,500, but you're also going to have the opportunity to win up to $200,000, as Moomoo is giving away 200 grand for the new year. So if you want your chance, guys, please check it out. And with that out of the way, let's get on with the video. So obviously, guys, Neo was in the red today, down about 1.29%. Now, even though this thing was a little bit in the red, I do need to talk about this. So, looking at the one-day candles, guys, look at how Neo essentially moved. We were down to about $23 a share. We ran up to about 24.54, and then we dropped, closing in the red, down 1.29% after the news that just came out. So, compared to the SPY, guys, very similar. We have this drop, this big run up, this big drop at the end, and closing a little bit in the red. Very similar, guys. Very similar price action. Now, I do want to talk about the overall trend first before I go into more details. So, guys, I told you that I was how should I say, a little bit more bearish going forward for Neo, because of the fact that we have the gap fill all the way down here. Let me bring up the 6 months chart just to make this more easy to see. There's a big gap fill. I'm sorry, it's right here. Okay, let me zoom in 1 second. So the gap fill is right here. See where this white line is? It's at 2094. And if you guys look at it, Neo's currently sitting at 2379. So I know it's a little bit scary. I know it's tough, but it's very probable we're going to end up filling this gap right here. So Neo may go down to about $20 a share. I want to prepare each and every one of you for that. Now, I'm not saying I don't believe in Neo, because I'm very bullish for its future. But we may see this thing drop a little bit with the overall market, maybe for the rest of this week, maybe for part of next week before we start rebounding. So why am I saying that? Well, we have news like this that came out. Now, this wasn't necessarily bad news. This was actually pretty good news, as the Fed's Bullard said that the central bank's credibility is on the line and we need some rate hikes. Well, this is kind of an exaggeration, because they're kind of taking his words out of context. He did kind of push for rate hikes, but he also stated that he sees inflation as kind of transitory. So he kind of went both ways. He didn't necessarily pick a side. And I'm putting it out there for each and every one of you. So I'm not trying to say that he is going to do anything in favor of the market, but at the same time, he's kind of acting like he's a middleman. So obviously, I'm sorry, I didn't even introduce who this guy is. His name is James Bullard. He's the St. Louis Fed president, and he's the one that basically stated that he wants rate hikes by 1% by the month of July. Now, Jerome Powell obviously is on different terms with him, and they also stated that they don't want to see rate hikes until maybe mid-March. So that was a pretty good sign. Now, we also have this right here, guys. There's a lot more concern involving what's going on in Ukraine, with more and more Russian troops there. There are like 130,000 of them, and it's a really sad situation. It's very tense right now, and a lot of people don't want there to be, a lot of chaos. And right now, guys, this could affect the market. We haven't seen too much of a big update, so the market is kind of trading sideways. Now, obviously, the Fed is kind of affecting the market from the other side, but like I said, guys, this is something that could kind of hurt the market, which is why I wouldn't be surprised if Neo ended up going as low as 2090, which is where their gap fill is. So I'm just putting it out there, guys. You got to be prepared for a drop like that. It's a little sad, but it's the uncomfortable truth. The fear and greed index is currently at 32, showing the market's a little bit more fearful right now. And I wouldn't say it's fearful, it's just very uncertain, because we don't know what's going on with the Fed and the Russia situation in too much detail. So what ended up happening is Neo dropped, obviously, down 1.29%. Why was Neo in the red? Well, look at this right here. Barron's has reported that the Chinese new car sales fell in January collectively. So, entirely in China, it's been reported that we've seen a bit of a drop in the sales. And maybe it happened because of the new year, maybe between January and February. You know how the new year, I know the new year started a little bit earlier, I think in early February. Maybe that played somewhat of a role. Maybe it did, but I expect us to bounce back by the month of March. So don't be too concerned, guys. Don't be too worried. Things like this happen. So Neo, for one, did little to nothing wrong. Okay, even though we did see a little bit less Chinese car sales, EV car sales, Neo did nothing wrong. Neo has been crushing it fundamentally. They're absolutely killing it, and they still have a very, very bright future, in my opinion, in the biggest EV sector in the planet. So I'm not scared. I know there are going to be some hurdles here and there, but going forward for the long term, I'm still very, very bullish. Now, I want to end the video by talking about this right here. Obviously, Neo Global posted that the new design inspiration comes from their users. The Neo EP9 is their expression, their integration of design and technology. Once again, very, very awesome car, guys. I can't wait for what the future holds. It's going to be featured in many games out there, such as many games, right? It's going to be very cool, guys. I can't wait for how that really plays out. The game is Forza Horizon. And to me, guys, very, very awesome. So, to end the video, this is what I want to say. I'm very bullish for the long term. I see a big breakout coming, but for the short term, okay, for the short term, what I think will happen is before small to mid cap stocks start to explode, right? Because I'm very bullish for very small caps, maybe mid caps too, like Neo. For the short term, we got to fill this gap, guys. I think we're going to have to fill it. We may go as low as almost 21, maybe a little lower than 21. Once we go to 21, guys, I see a big, big, big breakout to the upside. We're just going to have to wait it out. So I want to prepare each and every one of you. And I also want to inform you that to be a great investor, we can't just look at the noise. We can't just look at the short term. We have to think about the fundamentals. You have to think about the long term. And you have to remain calm, cool, and collected. So, long term, guys, I'm excited. I'm excited because this company is improving their autonomous technology. They look very bullish for the long term. I already gave you guys my price brackets. I do think we could even break all-time highs this year. It's just that the market's not in the perfect state with rate hikes and the whole Russia situation. But I don't think we're going to crash hard. I think Neo's near its bottom, and we're going to rebound relatively soon. So that's what I have for this one. I thank each and every one of you for listening, and I will see you in the next one. Neo to the moon, and peace out.